Void Madness. Dear God. What's up, guys? Phoenix here. This video is going to be another Yu-Gi-Oh! Card review / discussion type video on a new card spoiled for release in Raging Tempest, the set that we will be getting around February 2017, the set that comes out after Invasion Vengeance for us in the TCG. But the card in question is a new piece of Infernoid support that is, in my opinion, really, really good. If there's any card that is capable of putting Infernoids or any deck in the game back on the map, for that matter, it is a card that is designed like this one is. This card does quite a lot and has a lot of different applications that it can be used for in the deck. In this case, Infernoids. But the new card in question is Void Madness, a new normal trap card that is a direct Infernoid support card, as I have already addressed. It has one singular effect, but that effect, oh man, that effect is really good. Its effect is send one Void spell or trap card from your hand or face up from your field to the graveyard. This activation cost is really important. I'll get to that in a second. Special summon up to 3 Infernoid monsters whose total levels equal 8 from your deck, ignoring their summoning conditions. Disregarding the fact that ignoring their summoning conditions is one of my favorite phrases in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that just shows how incredibly broken beyond repair this game is. This card is absolutely fantastic. It's very well designed to directly assist the Infernoid theme in the maximum way possible. I can't really expect more from this card, and I feel like it is a card that could potentially put Infernoids back on the map as a viable deck in any given format, because the card is a trap, but if it wasn't a trap, if this card was not a trap, we would be having problems out the wazoo. But anyway, I said its summoning cost was, or not summoning cost, well, I guess, yeah, summoning cost. Its activation cost was very important in how it was worded, because of the fact that a card exists called Void Vanishment. For those of you that don't remember, Void Vanishment is a continuous spell card that says once per turn you can discard one card from your hand to the grave to add a spell or trap card that has Void in its name from your deck to your hand. That means that card can search this card. That being a continuous spell card means that it can both search this card and fulfill the activation requirement, the activation cost of this card, in one fell swoop. Activate Void Vanishment, discard a card, add this card to hand, set it, and thus the Void Vanishment is still face up on the field, which fulfills the activation cost of this card, that is, send one Void spell or trap card from your hand or face up from your field to the graveyard. So you send the Void Vanishment to grave and activate this card's effect. Very neat, very key. It's a very good starter card that basically says you can play 6 of this card. Neat. I really like that interaction. But this card has a lot of applications in terms of what you can do with your Infernoid cards, and it absolutely just fuels your game plan very, very heavily. Meaning, you can play a card, you kind of have to play a card like, you have to play Sjet for the situation I'm about to explain to work, because you have to summon cards that equal level 8. That is the only restriction. It has to be up to 3, but they have to equal level 8. But if you play Sjet as, a 1 of in the deck, or maybe 2 of, just to fulfill the requirement of this card, getting those oddball levels, you can activate this card, summon Jet from your deck, and 2 copies of Decatron. And now, those 2 copies of Decatron can send Anunku and Devyade from your deck to graveyard. That means that you have used this one card to gain a spell negation, a monster effect negation, and a DD Crow. And all of these cards can access themselves again because you just put 5 Infernoid names on the board, 2 in your graveyard off of the Decatron sends, and this Jete can go to the graveyard as well, and the 2 Decatrons are on board. So, these cards tribute themselves as costs and they can clear the board very, very efficiently. The Decatrons can remove themselves, your opponent's going to be incentivized to kill them before they make any sort of large play. All of these different factors go into play, but you have fueled 5 different names, thus meaning you have also fulfilled the summoning requirement of either summoning the Jetta back, summoning Atondal or Seismus, any of your other 2 summon guys, and you've also fulfilled the summoning requirement for Devyade or Anunku, because just this card by itself has put 5 Infernoid names in the grave. 2 of them were Anunku Devyade, so there are 4 other names outside of those cards, or not 4 other names, 4 names total, 4 other Infernoids that you can banish. So you have full range of summoning of these cards, but you also aren't restricted with this card in any way, shape, or form as to when you can activate it. There's no your opponent doesn't take any damage clause for the rest of the turn or anything like that. You can activate this on your own turn if you wanted to. If there's something incentivizing you to do so, you can activate this on your own turn. Hell, you can activate multiple of these in a turn, and you can just hit a lot of different weird numbers. You can summon Seismus and Decatron and use Decatron to send something. You can summon just an Atondal straight as a 1-for-1 interaction. You can do a lot of different things with this card specifically. You can summon Harmodic, Antra, Petrulia, Harmodic, Primus. Like, there's so many different combinations of cards that you can summon off of this card that absolutely just yield you pluses in every, like, almost every application. This card is fantastic, and like I've said before, if there's any card that was designed with the intent of putting a deck back on the map, this is it. This card is searchable, meaning you can place 6 copies of it with Void Vanishments in your deck. Void Vanishment also does double duty, searching Void Imagination, which allows you to fuel your board and flood it because it makes everything level 1, but also it is a themed Shaddoll fusion. You're capable of punishing decks like PK Fire and like Blue Eyes if they leave Spirit up, stuff like that. Like, you just have access into more of the good cards in your deck that fuel your engine, and this card is just fantastic in its own regard. The sort of way that it allows the Infernoid deck to potentially function in the future is fantastic, and I'm absolutely kind of scared of when this card gets released, because Infernoids is one of those decks that's always really annoying to play against because of how offensively capable it is and has been in the past. And then we have cards like Left Arm Offering as well. We've got so many different things available to us in terms of what we can do and use as starter cards now with the Infernoid deck. And once that deck gets rolling, it's very hard to stop, and that's a problem. That is a problem. That deck is incredibly offensively capable, and it's one of the more annoying decks to play against in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because of that. You basically have to kill it before it kills you. There's no other alternative. There's no like outplaying or anything like that. It's you kill it or it kills you. It's the most simplest of interactions between player bases and players. But I really like this card. I'm kind of afraid that it might repopularize Infernoids because, like I've said, that's one of the more annoying decks to play against, and it kind of makes me irritated. But I also would love to play with this card because, like I said, it's a one-card thing that establishes the board, gets you out of the early game to an extent, fuels your graveyard, fuels your board, and can potentially, set your board up with a DD Crow, a spell negation, and an effect negation, which is great in a format that we have, which is basically dominated by Blue Eyes and PK Fire, which both rely on monster effects and the graveyard, and Blue Eyes relies on spells to get started. So, like, that seems really strong. But I want to know what you guys think about this card in the comments down below. I really like this card. I really think it's very obviously designed to reinvigorate an archetype completely. Just give it a vastly superior option to what we've ever had in the past in terms of setting up things. But I don't know. Like I said, I want to know what you guys' opinion on this card and the Infernoid deck in general are. I want to know what your opinions are. I can't speak. I can't speak because I'm just really excited / terrified of this card and its potentials in the future. But like I said, give me your opinions in the comments down below. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, do all the nonsense you usually do, and I guess that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for your time as usual, and as always, guys, take care.